So this definitely isn't the video that I thought that I'd ever make, but it's probably the one that I need to. Hello, my peachy people. I feel like I say this over and over again, and I have said it over and over again, that it's been a long time, it's been a minute, and I say, but I'm back. And I've never really been back, but I'm trying to be back now, and I really just wanted to sit here, yap with you guys, and explain what's been going on in my life for the past, I would say, year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, and why I haven't really been posting as much, and what's the tea for the future. Because yeah, I really want to get this off my chest, and I feel like this, even if like 10 people watch that, that's okay, but I feel like this is going to be kind of cathartic for me to do, and I just want to reconnect with you guys and share what's been going on in my life. So while you're here, grab a beverage, grab a snack, grab a meal. I don't know how long this video is going to take, but I hope you're here for the ride. So I think I should probably start with where I have been and why I haven't been on YouTube. And I would say that the most direct answer is that I have been completely burnt out. I have been going through a bunch of personal stuff and content creating on top of that, and the way that the landscape has changed in the past couple of years has also played in my head a bit, and I've been wanting to make a video like this for a really long time, but I just don't think that I've been in the right mental space, and thankfully now I am. If you are a content creator, or if you know of a content creator, or even if you don't, I'm going to try and explain to you from what I've experienced, and also from what other friends of mine in the industry have experienced. And it's that in the beginning, when content creating started, and I mean, like, this is when I started YouTube, really. It was so exciting. There were only a few people doing it, and you know, like, if you got sent a press drop, it was like the coolest thing on the planet, and I was so grateful all the time, and everything that I wanted to do in my life, like what I was eating, what I was consuming, what I was seeing, the holidays I was going on, like I just wanted to make everything content. And then after a while, I got to a stage where I could notice that I wasn't really present, and my friends could also notice that I wasn't really present, and I just kind of wanted to take a step back. And I don't know if I've said this here before, but I wouldn't say recently, maybe 2 years now, I was re-diagnosed with having ADHD. And I'm quite a black and white person. I'm either all in or all out kind of person. And I feel like as soon as I noticed that I wasn't being present, I like completely took myself out of the picture. And by taking myself out of making content constantly, there was a lot of guilt that came with that. On top of all of that, obviously, I think the large majority of you guys that are here because you like the body positivity part of things. And I've been going to therapy now for close to 3 years, like every single week. And I wouldn't say that in terms of like my body image, that it's changed drastically, because I've had to work on like other personal stuff in these 3 years. But I feel like as I started working on myself and who I am, and figuring out how my brain works and how I process things and what to do in like certain situations, I feel like I've fallen more in love with myself and kind of felt more calm in who I am, and that I don't need to be as performative as I have always been. And another thing, if you have ADHD, specifically in women, it's a big thing for us to mask. Now, masking is a way in which we present ourselves in society in order to be seen as acceptable and accepted. And by doing that all the time, it's just not realistic. It's not good for me. It's not real. So I found that even if I wasn't feeling good in my body, there was a time where like I was like, yeah, fake it till you make it, but that only takes you so far. And when I started really getting into the nitty-gritty of like why I am the way that I am, I was able to kind of find peace with the fact that I don't need to perform all the time, and I don't need to be perfect all the time, and I don't need to present myself a certain way if I'm not feeling that way and I have to. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling. I just felt like it was a bit inauthentic which is ironic because like that's kind of what I built my whole community on, the fact that like I could stand there in a bikini and like not give a damn about what anyone was thinking or saying. And I also think at the time like body positivity was quite a big, and it sounds horrible and so much to say, but it was kind of trendy to be body positive at the time, and I feel like that's kind of sunk away. And I think that that's actually a good thing in a sense, because I now rather believe in like being neutral about your body and not necessarily making it about your body, but about like who you are to your core, not like how you look. It's rather about how you make yourself feel and how you make other people feel. So I think that that's kind of why I took a step back from that. And then with that being said, I think that we can address the elephant in the room here. And it's funny, like I was preparing for this video. You see why this is going to be cathartic. I was preparing for this video yesterday, and when I was reading over like a few notes that I wrote down, I felt so much shame and guilt about my channel and how many people are on my channel and the views that I get and stuff like that, because I don't want to cry. I'm not gonna cry, because a lot of the attention that I've been receiving is not the kind of attention that I've wanted. It has been very inappropriate, I could say. And the funny thing is, you guys only see like a very small percentage of what gets through the filters and the words that I've blocked and the people that I've blocked, in multiple languages, mind you. And you know, when someone were to ask me, they were like, oh, you're a YouTuber, like how many followers do you have? And I say the number and I don't feel proud, because it's mostly just fucking men that are here for the wrong reason. And I've never made a video for a man. I felt like I've been sexualized completely. And throughout the years, I was like trying to play it off like, you know, fine, you guys are watching, you can pay my bills. And I mean you guys as in men. I don't really care. I'm making my content for women and people who actually want to feel good about themselves. And it kind of just feels like I was lying the whole time. And there's so much like stuff in terms of feeling like a fraud, and that's like a core thing, because YouTube has been such a special place for me. It's been such a home. It feels like, you know, when you feel like you're good at something, like you really have a gift. I've only ever felt that with like two things before. And one was netball, and unfortunately I damaged my ACL, so I could never play that anymore. And then the second was YouTube, and like that shame started to like creep in and eat at me. And it was tricky because I was like, you know, I'm not making enough money. I need to maybe do like a lingerie or a swimwear haul, because typically those are the ones that have been doing well on my channel. And yeah, I've always kind of struggled with where the money came from predominantly. And you know what, there's a bit of like, you can't control what people do with what you give them, even if your intention is not to give them something that they can sexualize. But it's been really hard for me to be proud, and it's funny because I have no control over it. The only control I have is to stop making that kind of content. I have a feeling that majority of the men that I'm speaking about are probably not going to watch this video because I'm not like posing in a bikini in the thumbnail. But if you are one of them, I would just like to say to you that you completely miss the point of this whole channel. I'm a human being at the end of the day, with feelings and emotions and problems, and I have felt very unsafe here because of men like you. I feel like my body almost like wasn't mine anymore, and that these men took something that was really pure and twisted into something that was never meant to be. And eventually it just completely took the joy out of it all, and it felt like I just felt like I wanted to disappear. And as you can see, for a while I did. It feels good to get that off my chest. Now, past all of that stuff, I've also been, as some of you may know, I've been running my own business called Something Borrowed, a dress rental business. I'm sure if you guys live in the UK or Australia or maybe even the States, you've probably heard of the concept, but I rent out, I wouldn't say designer gowns, but higher end gowns that are too expensive to keep buying for like one wedding, and basically renting them out for a fraction of the price. And yeah, that has been going really well, thank God, because I feel like since I stopped posting, it's not only YouTube that was affected, it was my Instagram and my TikTok as well. And I can go on and about how like taking this break has completely ruined my brand, and how the algorithm has picked up on that and almost like punished me, which is crazy to me. But anyway, so I'm grateful for the fact that I've had this second income to kind of keep my mind busy, also still pour some bit of my creativity into it. I do kind of feel that like going forward that that's going to probably be my main job, and this is probably going to be my side job, whereas before it was the other way around. And it's so weird being 31, nearly turning 32, and having to like completely start again. It's almost like really humbling, I would say. With that being said, the person that I am now is definitely not the person that I was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I'm proud to say that. I think a lot of content creators go through this, and with the natural cycle of how life goes, particularly for women, which I'm not really subscribing to. But what would happen is maybe you started out as a makeup content creator, and then you got engaged, and then all of your content was about getting engaged. Then all your content was about being married, and then all your content was about moving homes and being a homemaker, and then maybe about having kids and then being a mom, and so on and so forth. And that just hasn't been the way that my life has gone right now, and I'm completely okay with that. I feel like this stage now has just been longer than most, and I feel like this industry in general, if you don't evolve, it's not sustainable at all. You know, if there's anyone that is here watching and they're kind of going through the same things at the minute, I just want you to know that it is okay. Like, it is so okay to evolve. Trust me, very scary. I don't know what I'm doing most days, and I feel like I'm making mistakes, and I mourn the loss of what I was doing, and I beat myself up for not continuing to do it. But that is life. There's absolutely no way like you can stay the same. And by putting in so much work with, you know, doing therapy and whatnot, it literally forces you to change, and to change in a bigger way and a greater way than if I wasn't going to therapy. So I still love plus size fashion, but I don't actually have the means to do these 15,000 Rand hauls anymore, where I used to use my own money, invest, pay a shitload of money, and it would eventually return. I'm barely just like scraping by at the minute, to be completely honest with you, with content income. And then there's also the whole thing about sustainability. And, you know, I get a few comments like here and there about, you know, what are you doing with all of those clothes? Like, you can't keep consuming so much stuff. And at the time I was like, yeah, but no. And now, because of the business model that I have as well, which promotes sustainability, and it's actually something that I genuinely believe in and want to contribute to in some small way. So by me doing all of these hauls on a constant month-to-month basis, it's not good for the planet. This is not to say that I'm not going to make the same kind of content in the future, but this is just letting you guys know that I'm not going to be doing like these mass hauls anymore. I'm sure there's so many other creators that you can watch that are still doing that, but I just, in my bones, like, it doesn't feel good. And on top of that, I believe in self-love, and as I mentioned to you guys, being body neutral. And I think that it's something that always comes to the front of mind when I'm having conversations with friends and new people, and I feel strongly about it. But I'm just trying to figure out how all of this kind of works in my new life and the new phase in which I'm planning on going into. So this kind of brings me to the segue of what I want my channel to look like and what I want to do and how I want to do it and whatnot. And for those of you that have been following me on Instagram and TikTok and maybe seeing like a few like what do you call them, shorts here on YouTube, I have started playing golf again. If you said to me like 4 years ago that your content is not going to be about plus size fashion anymore and self-love and body positivity, I'd be like, no, that's not happening. But it is, and it's kind of cool because it's like the beginning of this cycle again where I'm feeling really excited about making this content, and that just like, it genuinely makes me feel good again. And I missed that feeling, and I was searching for that feeling. And if you're a content creator, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it is very rare to find something again that makes you excited. And yeah, golf seems to be that thing. And I don't think it's one of those like ADHD fixations that is just gonna like, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, whatever. Because funny enough, golf has actually been a part of my life for a very long time. And now I've been doing it for a couple of months. To give you a little bit of background, I used to play golf when I was a kid. And by play, I mean I was forced by my parents. And I really just wish that I would have stuck with it, because who knows? No, I'm not saying, I don't know if I could have been pro, but I am a sports lady. Funny enough, I don't know if you guys would know, like if you guys would think that, but I do love a sport. I just wanted to play with my friends the whole time. Funny enough, we lived out, like second home was on a golf course. We used to go there every weekend. So I had the access, I had everything, and I just kind of squandered it. But anyway, that is life. And my parents have played golf forever. They taught me how to play golf. Here and there, like maybe like on a Mother's Day or Father's Day, I would play golf with my parents. And then only last year in October for my birthday, like I was very set on the fact that like I wanted to play golf. I just had this thing. And yeah, I've literally been playing since, and I'm honestly obsessed. I cannot get enough of it. I wish I could play every single day. It's probably like a blessing and a curse in the same sense, because it is one of the most expensive hobbies to have that I know of. Yeah, she's not cute on the bank account, but you know what? I'm not like, I'm not on crack. I'm not taking drugs. So I'd rather just spend my money on something that really brings joy. It also is like a really good thing for, one, my body, two, my soul, and my socialization, to get out there and meet people, and you know. So I think that is kind of the pivot that is happening here, guys. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I have one video that I've actually started filming maybe like 3 weeks ago. It's only gonna come out in like September, October, because it's a really long one. But I feel like in the meantime, I'm probably gonna upload some golf content. And the cool thing about this is I've actually found joy in being bad at something again. I keep saying to everyone that's like speaking to me about it, it is such a humbling experience, because once you become a content creator, there gets to like a point where you no longer have to email people and brands and stuff to work with them. They typically reach out to you. And now that's actually stopped for me. Very, like, I get an email every once in a while. Now with golf, I am the one that is reaching out to brands again and like sending them DMs and asking if they want to collab and stuff. And it's kind of like, it's a full circle moment. It feels weird, but I feel grateful, because I feel way more equipped to negotiate and know what is in my best interest if I'm doing like trade exchanges and stuff like that. And even though I kind of suck at it at the moment, I really do love it, and I feel like it's kind of a relatable journey for anyone that is wanting to get into golf. I know it is very niche, and I know that there's quite a few of you that aren't going to stick around, and that's totally okay. I appreciate you supporting me in the past, and I'm not offended or upset at all. But I have a feeling that our community is gonna grow and we're gonna add new people to the Peach family. And yeah, I'm excited for that because golf genuinely brings me peace most of the time. It brings me purpose, and I like being good at things. I like learning things and then eventually mastering them. So this is probably one of the best things I could possibly be doing with my time. I know most people don't master golf, but as long as I can like play and feel okay, then you know, I'll be good. It's important to know that I am not promising weekly uploads. I'm not promising monthly uploads. I am promising uploads, but it's gonna be an organic process until such a time that I feel like I can do it again, or maybe I won't ever feel like I can constantly do it again. I don't know, who knows. I would love to upload on a weekly basis, but the way that my life is set up, that's just like not gonna happen. I'm not claiming to be a golf pro either. Like, please, let's get that very straight. Beginner. I'm just here to create again and be bad at something for the first time again. And ultimately just to let it be fun. Essentially, I'm giving myself the permission to be a beginner again at golf and in content as well again. So a few weeks ago, I asked some of you guys on Instagram and on YouTube what you wanted to know about my life and what's been going on, particularly with my career, but also I said ask away. And the responses honestly reminded me why I missed doing this so much, and that there are people out there that are interested in my content and what I have to bring to the table. So thank you guys for asking. And if I haven't already covered it in what I've said previously, I'll try and just briefly go over it now. But question number 1, are your early 30s what you imagined? I think I had a bit of a negative connotation of my 30s before I turned 30. And I feel like they have exceeded my expectations. And this is genuinely just because of me making the effort to like find myself, and I don't have kids as well, so I have a lot more time to give to myself and to my business and whatnot. So it's just cool. Like, it's just, I don't worry about the same things that I used to worry about. Like, I'm at peace, and that is an amazing feeling. And I do feel like that comes from a lot of other things, but like I genuinely do feel like a lot of people in their 30s do find peace and like having to stop trying so hard. So this person just asked how things were going in general, and I feel like I have kind of covered what's been going on. I don't think that there's too much to add to that, but yeah, she's just a busy girl. I find like there's almost no time in the day anymore, and this is the first time in a really long time that I have sat down and been able to film a YouTube video. And I say able, but I also mean wanted to. So very grateful for that. But all in all, like, she's in a good space. And then you look happy, are you? That is so sweet. Thank you. Best compliment ever. I am happy. Obviously I have my days and my phases and whatnot, but I feel like the ups and downs are a lot more, they're less like this and they're more like this now. And I can kind of expect when they are gonna happen, like around my menstrual cycle and stuff like that. This one was just like a random life question. When was the last time you've been to the USA? I have never been to the USA, and I'll be completely honest with you. And this is going to be kind of funny because like I live in South Africa, and I feel like people from the US are scared to visit South Africa. I am scared to visit the USA. Like the stuff that is going on in your country, and yes, glass houses, but I just am very fearful of going there. First of all, your weather scares the shit out of me. We have the best weather possible in South Africa. We don't have tornadoes, we don't have monsoons, we don't have hurricanes, we don't have earthquakes, and maybe we have like baby tremors and stuff like that, but like we don't have any of that. And that has been one of the biggest fears of my whole life growing up, is like weather shit. So that's one thing. And then second, obviously your president scares the shit out of me. The pew pew situation you guys have going on there, that scares me. So I just don't think I'm going to go there anytime soon, but I hope you guys are okay. Let me know in the comments if you're okay, please. And then, how do you learn to love your body while trying to change it? I'm struggling. I might possibly misinterpret this question. I have personally been struggling with like wanting my body to change, but not necessarily wanting to diet, if that makes sense. I think I've just had to completely reframe the way that I see this whole thing. And it is that whatever I'm doing is for myself. Whatever I'm doing is for my future. It's really important to me that I use the years that I have now in order to make sure that I'm not like ill and struggling later on down the line. This is not to say that I'm like I've figured it out and I'm perfect and whatnot. I genuinely haven't, but I just feel like my mind has changed ever since I changed that focus. Like I think about what things are going to do to my body and how things are going to benefit them and not benefit them way more than I used to. And I feel like just that thinking allows me space to make decisions. The aim is not to be a certain way or to look a certain way anymore. The aim is to be strong and healthy for the future. And I think when you start looking at things that way, like you might just find that like a little switcheroo goes off in your head. Are you still doing clothing rentals? I did mention that I am. I'm probably getting to the stage now where I might have to just employ someone because I can only do so much in a day, and that is such a cool problem to have. I'm still like, I'm doing this all on my own, guys. I have no idea what's going on. Like ChatGPT is probably my business partner at this stage. Slowly but surely, and I'm really excited for the future because I feel like this has the potential to really pop off. Do you think you'll be able to do any more try-on videos? I have gone over that quickly, but that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be. Like, I'm sure we're going to be doing some golf hauls soon, some cute little outfits soon. I don't know if I'm going to be doing swimwear or lingerie hauls anymore. Yeah. What do you hope to see change in the content creator landscape in South Africa? Okay, this is a big one, and I feel like I could probably yap for like 30 minutes, but I'm not going to do that to you. I have a video on my Instagram, which I will link here for you. That'll give you kind of an idea of what has been happening. It is it's a couple months old, but I really went pen to paper, wrote down all my feels about it, and spoke about it there. But in general, I feel like there's a huge problem in South Africa. One, it's extremely oversaturated at the moment, which is why I'm really excited and blessed to have a really random niche. I feel like the rate situation is a huge problem because, long story short, what is happening is that brands are trying to undercut creators now, and they know that your rate is, let's say for example, 10,000 Rand for a post. You say that that's your rate, they say, oh no, please, client said that, can we please do it for 5? And you're like, what? I was charging 5 like 5 years ago, what do you mean? And then they're like, oh no, it's okay, don't worry. They'll find someone else who they'll offer 4 then. That person is just starting out in the industry, super excited, like really, I know this might sound a bit rude, I don't know, doesn't really know the value of their content yet. That money is a lot to them, so they accept the job. And then this nasty cycle starts to happen. You keep turning down campaigns, you eventually don't get asked to continue doing them. What else? I think in general there's like a lack of authenticity that I'm seeing. Like there's too much stuff that is like, it's way too polished and not in a good way. I personally find it really hard to consume all of this content, but I also feel like that is because the brand managers and clients aren't allowing creators to be creative, and that is a huge problem. Like, you're paying creators to access their audience to do what they do well, and they know how to do that well, but you're telling them to do some stupid get ready with me, and then when they try and like put a cool like little creative spin on it, it's not the brief, when you said that you were going to give people creative freedom but you didn't. And these are mostly just like golf questions. How did you get interested in golf? So obviously my parents had an influence, and it's kind of funny, I was speaking about this in therapy the other day. Like, I don't actually speak to my dad anymore for a while now, and I feel like I never really knew why, but now I do. That golf kind of like connects me to my parents in a weird way. It makes me feel like closer to my dad, closer to my mom. Like, I wouldn't say like it's my roots necessarily, but it's just like that unconscious bonding that has happened. What is your handicap? This is actually kind of funny because I thought that my handicap was like 27.3 or something like that, but it actually isn't. That is my score index. Like, my handicap at the minute I think is like 35 or so. And have I developed my swing? tricky. I've been doing like this coaching thing for a while, and you're gonna see in the video, but I have too many people telling me 2 different things. So there's a lot of information that's going on in here at the moment, and I will find out soon if I have a huge problem with my swing or if we're just gonna tweak like a few things in here and there, but you will see that coming up soon. Well, not soon, soonish. So with that being said, if you have been here from the start, thank you. If you feel like this might not be the content for you anymore, I still say thank you. And if you are new here, then welcome. I cannot wait to share this experience with all of you. I just have this feeling in my bones that it's gonna be a fun ride, and I'm gonna meet a lot of cool people along the way. I hope. Like, I just have good vibes about it. This might be probably like one of the messiest chapters of my content creating career, but I also think that it's probably going to be like one of the most real parts of my content journey. And if you love golf, and if you maybe want to get into golf, and you're here for a few little laughs here and there, then I genuinely encourage you to stick around, subscribe if you aren't subscribed, because we are about to embark on something real, something raw, and I hope you're ready for it. If you're still here, I love you so much, and thank you for watching, guys. I miss you, and I'm excited to reconnect, and I hope you have an amazing day, week, month, year, until the next time I see you. Not year, I'll see you soon, but love and light, guys. Bye.